I remember vividly back in March when we were negotiating I say with Senator Secretary Mnuchin and members of the Senate working together. We had an underlying set of assumptions, some that proved to be true, some didn't. We knew we needed to do something big, bold, and fast, and we came up with the CARES Act. And I think the Paycheck Protection Program saved a lot of jobs. I also think the Main Street Lending Facility was a necessary facility, even though at the time, very few of us thought that it would be fully subscribed, and it's proven to be true. We also made certain assumptions about how long this virus was going to impact the economic base. I mean, there were a lot of people thinking 90 days, 6 months, on the outside, maybe the end of the year, which was the basis for the date that Secretary Mnuchin mentioned. Well, things have changed. And I, for one, think that we do have to provide a bridge to what should be a trending positive environment, maybe sometime in the second half of next year, if we make certain assumptions about the manufacturing distribution of the vaccine that I think can be valid with the historic approval of 2 vaccines in less than a year. But Secretary Mnuchin, I have to remind everybody of what you've said. You have said that you think that these dates are important and that Congress needs to act, but you've also in the same breath said that we need hundreds of billions of dollars more in the Paycheck Protection Program to provide that bridge, that stabilization. Is that your basis for that we just need to cover that window of opportunity probably through the second half of next year?
That is correct. Maybe the first quarter or second quarter.
Yeah. And Chairman Powell, I think you feel the same way. I don't think that we're necessarily talking about something on the scale of either the first CARES Act or the HEROES Act, but something that does provide some of the fundamentals for the businesses, and I think that they do need to be grants, not loans. But do you agree with that window that we really need to provide the bridge based on the information we have today?
I think the bridge is exactly the right way to think about it. I won't have a view on exactly how much that needs to be, but that's the way we can see that. We can see the end. We just need to make sure we get there.
Yeah, one thing, and Chairman Powell, this may be for you, of the 10 million jobs that are still outstanding, has there been any analysis on the length of time that they're likely? We've got, in North Carolina, we have about 19,000 restaurants, 4,000 of them have closed permanently. So there's a structural element of unemployment where even when the economy comes raging back, the job creators are not going to come back in time to see that pickup, say, even in the second half. So do we have any analysis on the amount of unemployment that if we provide additional stabilization funds, if we see the trending in the right direction with the vaccine, what is our structural deficit for that remaining unemployment? Or how much of that is structural long-term versus likely to bounce back as the economy bounces back because the jobs are there as the business reopens and expands?
So that really is the big question we've been asking ourselves, and you have to make a lot of assumptions to have an answer about that. It really is, what does the post-pandemic economy look like? And I think the faster we get there, the sooner the vaccines arrive, et cetera, then the smaller that number of people who are structurally unemployed will be. And there are various numbers. We'll be happy to share something with you, with your office if you'd like.
Yeah, in my closing time, number one, I just want to thank y'all for the extraordinary leadership and the job. I want to thank the banking industry for actually being a partner that helped us make the Paycheck Protection Program a success. I believe that we have to look at programs to take a look at the first in, last out industries. We've talked about a lot of them: restaurants, live performances, motor coaches, transportation. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I don't think anyone can rightfully criticize or suggest that the CARES Act hasn't been anything short of the MVP for stabilizing the economy when we hit the crisis. And you guys were 2 people on the team that made it successful. I don't believe that we should be asking Secretary Mnuchin to do Congress's job. If Congress is serious about funding paycheck protection, if they're serious about stabilizing the economy, then get serious about passing a follow-up to the CARES Act. Thank you, Mr. Chair.